I'm turning 28 today, Dakota decided that it was pertinent for me to list off 28 facts about myself. So I guess I'll start with number 1. I've played guitar since I was, I think, 12, and then I picked up the bass because I thought it was easier around 13 or 14. And I'm a lot better at bass than I am guitar, and I'm about average at both. So that's what you get for not practicing. I've only ever had 3 serious girlfriends, and I'm not just saying that because my wife is recording behind the camera. That's an actual true fact. I was more interested in music and gaming. I'm a graphic design major, and I also taught myself graphic design in around 10th grade when I was in multimedia class in high school, and I would make those little highlight reels for some of the coaches' little kids' baseball teams, and then I would get cookie cakes in class. Speaking of gaming, I currently own every current game system, the Xbox One, the PS4, and the Wii U. I actually won part of my money for the Xbox One at a casino, which is the only time I've ever won at the casino, which was also Dakota's birthday, and she didn't win anything. But I did buy her really expensive makeup that night, so I guess that matches each other. Even though I listen to a lot of metal and stuff like that, I have a very varied taste in music, anything from like really good hip hop to indie music. I like really old country like Johnny Cash or like Hank Williams. I kind of stick with metal and hard rock. I also like punk, just anything that sounds good to me. I've been known to listen to some pop, but it's all pretty much garbage. It takes a lot for me to find a good pop song. I'm a huge comic book nerd. Since I was 2, I've been into Batman like everybody should be, but it's kind of grown to more of just anything DC Comics. I like some Marvel like Deadpool, Punisher, Spider-Man, Nightcrawler. There's a few people in Marvel, but I've never been too huge into Marvel. Like, I don't really like the movies, but I'm a huge DC fanboy. My favorite animal is the wolf, and like I said in the zoo video, a lot of my favorite animals are just animals that you can find in like the Northwest woods. I don't really care for a whole lot of exotic animals like tigers and stuff. Like, I like bears and wolves and prairie dogs and stuff like that, which is weird, I guess, but that's just the kind of animals I like. I haven't shaved since, what was it, April of 2011, so like I'll trim it up, but I've not seen the bottom part of my face in like 5 years. That's a fun fact. I forgot what I look like.
I'll insert a picture here.
Contrary to that, in high school I was a super goth with like makeup and all black and those dumb bondage pants that you can buy at Hot Topic for like more money than what they're worth. And I never actually bought a pair of those pants. I actually had a friend of mine in high school that was into the same kind of music and I guess fashion, for lack of a better term. And you wouldn't know it from looking at me, but it was actually a lot smaller back then and we fit the same clothes. And so I had this one pair that he gave me and they had like these huge, they were about like this big, like wide, and they're a little bit wider, but the same like length, just big plastic skull plates on the ankle, and or like fedoras and dress coats and stuff, and my mom was a real fan of it. She was super proud of it. Another fun fact I guess to tie into that one is I had long hair down to about here all through high school. I wanted my ears pierced really bad, and she said if I cut my hair I could have earrings. And so I did. I cut my hair like really short and then went to Walmart and got my ears pierced. And I have not had long hair since I've had my ears pierced. Not like on purposely grown my hair out since I've had earrings, which is weird. It's like this weird witch spell my mom cast on me. Much to Dakota's chagrin, I have a pretty awesome action figure collection that I spent a good amount of money on. That they don't do anything but sit there and collect dust. I do play with them from time to time, but yeah, that's something that I'm proud of. And posters. I like posters. I tend to watch more cartoons than live action shows. Like, I really like Game of Thrones and like Breaking Bad and the Daredevil show on Netflix and stuff like that. But if I'm ever just like mindlessly watching TV, it's more than likely going to be a cartoon, like Adventure Time, regular show, Clarence, anything on Cartoon Network really, because I'm dumb. But yeah, I like to watch more cartoons than like adult TV shows. Stuff that I collect t-shirts, I guess. I don't really call it a collection, but like I do have a lot of band shirts. I'm trying to get more like gamer-centric shirts. Growing up, I've had many different pets. I've had your typical dogs, cats, parakeets. I've also had squirrels. I've had like baby wild birds. I've had snakes. I've had iguanas. I've had other like various smaller lizards. I've had smaller pets like hamsters, guinea pigs, which I hate guinea pigs, gerbils. We have 2 rats now. And one time when we went to Florida, I actually caught enough little lizards. They're called anoles, the little green lizards that turn brown when it gets cold. I caught, I think it was like 20 something of those, and my iguana recently got killed by a cat. And so when we came home from Florida, there's a pet store down the road from my parents' house. I put them all in a terrarium, which I hung out at that pet store like all the time because of the nerd, and I still am. But I put them on like a little, not a terrarium, like a little critter keeper, and I took them down to the lady and I said, I will give you these 20 some odd anoles for an iguana. And she just straight up gave me an iguana. So I was like a barterer with animals, I guess. I was in that trade for once. Speaking of which, I have like a weird extensive knowledge of animals, mainly reptiles and amphibians. I have bought a book when we were camping, and I would always hang out at the ranger station when we would go camping at the place we would camp at. But I bought a little book when I was like 10, and I still have that book. And I can tell like 9 times out of 10, I can tell you what snake it is, what kind of lizard, like anything like that. Like I was just really into that. And when I was growing up, I would watch a lot of Steve Irwin and Jeff Corwin on Animal Planet. And me and my cousin just like, we're going to be herpetologists, like those people that go out there and study lizards. And I still like them, and I still like, at 28, I still go out, like if I see one, I try to catch it. My favorite movie, hands down, I don't know why, like outside of all the comic book movies and stuff that I watch, but my favorite movie, hands down, is Hot Rod. And like to this day, if it comes on, I will just laugh hysterically. It's just so dumb, and I love it. It's like, I guess I have to say that's my favorite movie. I have 7 guitars. I've got, looking at them, 1, 2 acoustics. I got another acoustic, Miss Dakotas. I have 2 electrics. I've got 1 Gibson SG Cherry Red, which has been my dream guitar since I was little. I have a Jackson Rhodes style guitar. I don't really play that one as much. I've got a bass guitar, the same bass that I've had my entire life, and I think I've only changed the strings like 4 times. And then I've got my, I think it was a Hamer by Fender, if I'm not mistaken, and it's got the Stratocaster body, white and black, like my dad's Fender Strat, and another like little guitar. I can't even remember the brand of it, but a lot of those sit in the closet, and the main ones I keep are like my 12 string, my broken acoustic, my bass, and then my 2 electrics. I don't own a guitar amp though. I own a bass amp that my dad gave me, and it sounds all right. I would like a new guitar amp, but we'll see if that happens. I used to be deathly afraid of heights. Like I wouldn't be caught dead, pun intended, like on a railing or like over a mountain. I've kind of gotten over that as I've gotten older. Like I still don't like heights. It's more so now I don't like seeing Dakota or Addie around a drop, and I can kind of like peer out over the edge. But it used to be like going up Nebo, which is the mountain range that we all kind of go up here. I couldn't look down the side of the mountain without like feeling like vertigo and like really dizzy, but I've gotten better about that. That's about the only thing I'm really scared of, I guess. I have 2 younger sisters. I'm a huge wrestling nerd. It was one of those things that I was into in high school and growing up, and then I kind of petered out around 2008, 2009. I stopped watching it, and then when I recently heard that they signed my favorite wrestler of all time to the WWE, Sting, me and my best friend Devin started watching it again every night. He's now retired, but we still kind of watch it now. And it stopped being a matter of like watching it for the sake of watching it. Now, Devin and I just kind of pick it apart because the writing's terrible. And I could eat pizza practically every day of the week. It has to be a pepperoni pan pizza from Pizza Hut. That's the pizza. Like it can't be any other pizza. You can put 7 days worth of pepperoni pan pizzas from Pizza Hut, and just say that 3 times fast in front of me, and I will eat that like every day. I've had a lot of different jobs. I've been a cook at a restaurant most of my life. I've worked on farms. I guess maybe hopefully get my degree when I'm like 45 and I can finally get a graphic design job. I'm not a huge fan of driving, and it's not really anything in particular, just I would rather just sit there and have somebody else drive. I can focus really good, but driving just bores me and I can't focus on it, and I get kind of stressed out in bigger areas that I'm not used to, so I just prefer to like not have everybody's lives in mind. I don't need that responsibility. I did stay up for 24 hours straight playing games for charity with my Zero Rater gaming channel. Our friend DM Zion from Mexico actually flew in from Mexico to hang out at Will's house with us for a straight 24 hours. Dakota says I don't mind clutter. I call it style, but I don't mind clutter, I guess. And 28, since I'm like hella lazy, I'll take a shower, but I prefer to just take a bath because I stand up all day and in a bath time I can just lay down and wash my hair. So that's 28 random facts about me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video around, and adios!